You're listening to Music 101 with your host, Alexxis Steele. Sponsored by Steel Notes Magazine. You can find them at the web, folks, at www.steelnotesmagazine.com.
Hi, everybody. It's Alexxis Steele and Johnny T from Music 101.
Hello, everyone.
It gives me great pleasure to bring to you tonight the one and only Carl Bell from Fuel. How you doing,
Right.
Carl?
We're doing good. We're doing good. And you guys?
Yeah, we're doing
Doing
good too. Yeah,
Perfect.
so where are you at now? Are you still in Nashville? Were you in Nashville last time we spoke?
Yes, I probably was. I'm in Vegas now. This is where I live, actually. Vegas, Nashville at that time. Well, I think the last time we talked, I was working on the country side of things as well.
Yes, you were. Your solo CD.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give a little like chronological order here as to things, how they progressed over the years, especially for people who might not totally be familiar. Okay. So you started Fuel back in 1989, right?
Somewhere back in there. Yes.
Somewhere
It's been a while.
Okay. And you had a bunch of top 10 hits. Things were great. You had albums like Something Like Human, Natural Selection. And Kevin Miller was a drummer, right? He came in.
Yes, he was.
Actually, I know Kevin a long time. It's funny. I know a couple guys in your band.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, so Kevin wound up leaving the band in 2004, right?
Something like that. I would say
Something
that's
like
about
that,
right.
Yeah. And then you left the band around 2010.
Yep. Something like that. Well, yes, I think that's about right.
Trying to keep all this. Okay.
It's been a span here. Some time.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. So you left the band, Kevin left the band. So there was a change. The only remaining member, I guess back then, was Brett Scallions, who now had left the band in 2020.
Yes. Yes.
So now tell me so how did this come about with you and Kevin Miller with the resurgence of Fuel?
Well, like you said, Brett around 2020 was out and Fuel came back to me in a sense, I guess is the way it looks. And so I just called Kevin, and Kevin kind of knew what was happening a little bit in the background. And I said, hey, this is back. He said, great, let's go do Fuel. And I'm like, no, I don't want to, no way. And he said, come on,
so
man, we
got
can
to
do this.
convince you.
Yes, actually you did. So, and he said, I've got the guys. I've got John Crisali, I've got the bass player, Tommy, I've got Mark, another guitar player. And these guys I've been in bands with. And he said, this time I want to make it really easy on you, because I don't know, he was just saying, I've got the guys and this is easy. We don't have to go look and do all the searching to find the personnel. And he said, just meet these guys. And I went, all right, I'll come meet these guys. And I did. And they were great. And John sounds great on the old, the previous material, as well as, this new record. He sounds great on it. And it really got interesting. I went, all right, this could be really interesting. And just a bunch of hardworking guys. And I was like, all right, let's see what happens. And we were just going to do live shows. We weren't even actually thinking about doing a record. But the way my brain works is, Carl, you're back in Fuel. And I just started writing again, just not really thinking about it. But I just know that when I'm in Fuel, I'm always supposed to be writing. That's what I programmed my brain to do for forever. And
so when did you start writing then?
Really around July of 2020. I think when I first met Kevin, I had two songs. One of them was Landslide, and the other one was Keep It Away. And those two songs I'd had already. And that's the first two songs I played for him. And then since then, I wrote the entire record, did the whole record here as well, and produced it and mixed it and did the whole thing. Just again, because COVID, there was not a lot of options. This is basically out of necessity. I ended up doing the entire record, which was cool in its sense as well, just to have an opportunity like this to try to just be, see what I could do. And the record's out there. I guess you can be the judge if I did good or bad or
you did.
Margin.
Oh no, you did.
If I shot for the middle, So
I haven't had the opportunity to listen to the whole thing yet.
All right.
But the three songs that I did listen to, we're actually going to be playing. Perfect. And I love them. And one in particular, my favorite is Don't Say I. That's my
cool.
favorite. Out
Very
of the three.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so now with this new lineup, I'm not familiar with the singer, John. Now I don't know if that's Kevin had his own band, so
Yep.
that might have been somebody he was playing with. Now I know Mark Klotz. I played with Mark Klotz myself. He's a
Oh
great
no.
guitar player.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He's intolerable. He's just, nobody likes him. He's got an awful personality.
No, he's a great guy.
He can't play and he can't sing. He just can't do anything. No, he was the first guy I have ever. He can play amazing. Mark is great. He can play amazing guitar player. And so when I met Kevin, like, this guy can also sing. And I went, okay. And he said, Mark, sing something. And like he sang In the Still of the Night by Whitesnake. I've never been in a room with anybody that can actually sing that song. And just to stand there and watch him. He can sing Journey. He can sing Boston. All that super stratosphere range. I have never been around anybody that could do that. And Mark could nail that. I think
harmonies too. And he's a good harmonizer.
It's the best band I've ever been in. I really think this is the best band I've ever been in as far as just musicianship and players and that alone. And, it's just, I think when you come see Fuel live, he adds another dimension to it that is just amazing, along with John, along with Tommy, along with Kevin, of course, being rightfully in the drum throne that he should be at.
Right.
It's just adds a whole new thing. So I think you got to come see this live. It's just,
absolutely.
I'm like shocked. I'm like, wow, these guys, nothing gets in their way. They can do whatever they want, play whatever they want. It's really, really, really interesting.
I know, it's awesome. So now you just the new album is called Anomaly, right?
Yep.
Yes, and that just came out October 22nd?
Yes, it did.
Okay, good. All right. So now the first single off of that was Hard, right?
Yes.
That's the first single off of that? Okay.
Yes. Yep.
All right. Now, you said now you wrote everything yourself, right?
I did, which is traditional. I wrote most of the stuff for Fuel all the way back as well. It's just the way it kind of works for me. And so this record, not much different than other records, actually.
Okay. All right. We're going to talk a little bit about stuff, but first we're going to take a listen to Hard, and people can see it as well. And we'll be right back with Carl Bell on Music 101.
Cool.
Up, lose that all-time low. Still it wants to bring you down, wants to steal your crown. Try to wrap it up and just give it all some place to go. Staring at a photograph of everything we used to have, our memories of long ago. Hard to shake them now, hard to shake them now. Looking back at the past and why we couldn't make it last and why you ever had to go. Hard to shake it now, hard to shake it now. It's time down the road and the things you learned along the way. All you wanted lost and all you had to pay. Still it wants to turn you round, wants to steal your ground. Try to wrap it up and somehow just put it all away. Staring at a photograph of everything we used to have, our memories of long ago. Hard to shake them now, hard to shake them now. Looking back at the past and why we couldn't make it last and why you ever had to go. Hard to shake it now, hard to shake it now. Hold on. To shake them now, hard to shake them now. Looking back at the past and why we couldn't make it last and why you ever had to go. Hard to shake it now, hard to shake it now. It holds on, it holds on.
Okay, we're back on Music 101 with Carl Bell. We're just listening to the first single off the new CD Anomaly called Hard. So Carl, now going back, comparing, this lineup and comparing the music of Fuel now compared to when you originally started, I see obviously this is like the modernized Fuel. I've known Kevin Miller a long time. Kevin, had longer hair. Now he's got short hair. It's like the look is different. You know what I mean? The sound, even though there's still some of the same, sounds of Fuel, it's different. You know what I mean? But it's still different, but it's great so far, everything that I heard.
Cool.
Okay. So, so what's your take? I mean, was that just by chance or was that planned?
Well, I think you want to, and these guys, the new guys coming in as well, they want to honor what's been done before. They were fans as well of Fuel, which is kind of really cool in its own way. And, they want it to sound like, when we play Hemorrhage or Shimmer or whatever, they want those songs to sound dead on. You close your eyes, it's the same situation as it should be, right? I mean, you go see a band, you want to sound like the band you fell in love with. And I think that's they want to honor that. It's for them, it's like we want to honor that. It's not like, oh, we got to do this. They want to honor that. And so a lot of attention to detail. I mean, John really, really seriously wanted to nail down everything. He wants to honor the music. He wants to, give the fans the way they, the way those songs should sound, as well as in the new record. Now he's got a whole new life and a sound of his, he's delivering those vocals as well. So it's really important for all of that, which is, again, we didn't have to instill that in them. That's what they wanted to do. And so it's, I don't know. I think it's like, again, if you see this live, it's and you can listen to the record as well. It just has, I think there's a one foot in the past. I think part of it is you wanted to honor the old material with a new record. You wanted to honor what has been done. I couldn't just go out and do a completely different record. But at the same time, I was trying to expand things a little bit, like Landslide, Four Walls on this is now a song on the record that we're trying to, just keep, progress as well as the sound of the band,
Right, exactly. Like in the previous albums, some of my favorites, my all-time favorite probably is Hemorrhage in My Hands.
Right.
I just love that song. And Bad Day. Those are two of my favorite songs.
Right.
From previous albums. So that's cool that, he's wants to honor both the old and
absolutely.
All right. So now getting back to the new CD, how many tracks are in this?
11.
11. Okay. All right. Now, it's cool because there's like, I feel like kind of like different styles. All right. To the music. Now, out of the 3 songs that I chose that we're going to play for everybody tonight, this is my favorite that we're going to play right now, called Don't Say I. We're going to listen to this from Carl Bell and Fuel, and we'll be right back on Music 101.
Sorry, the walls have come down, and your words, they're just more than the sounds. Stabbing, they cut like a knife, damage so much. And if this is the end of it all, the final hurrah and the last curtain call, just know that I died for your hand and lived for your touch. That you know
we're back on Music 101 with Carl Bell. All right, so Carl, now when is your tour supposed to start?
Well, it's been weird with COVID. A lot of bands are canceling. It's still, it's COVID has just been awful on the touring industry. My heart goes out to all the people that own venues and crew guys. Even you got to think it eviscerated everything for those guys. And so COVID's kind of prohibitive in some ways. We're not really doing a full-on tour necessarily. We're just doing some particular dates here and there. We've got a date on October 26th in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, then in Lidditz, Pennsylvania on the 27th. And then we have some other few shows coming in as well. But right now, there's just a couple shows. Right now, we're going to be playing. We've already played a few around as well. We just played a Marine base down in North Carolina, which was great.
Okay, I thought I saw that November 26th, you were going to be in Bethlehem at the Music Fest Cafe. Am I right?
Yeah, I mentioned that. I think I mentioned that. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, because you said October 26th, so I'm thinking.
Oh, you know what? You're correct.
That's okay.
November 26th, Black Friday. Come see us.
Yeah, right.
Sorry,
exactly.
my bad. Yes, you were correct. November.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll be at that show and covering it for the magazine, like I did last time when you did your Tennessee Fuel CD, and I had you in the magazine for that, because we crossed over from the music, from the radio into the magazine as well. So
okay, cool.
Yeah. Put everything in there. So that'll be cool. So we'll come out and see it. And I'm looking forward to that, seeing you guys live.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. The last time, when Fuel played One Center Square in Easton, when Brett Scallions was still in it, that was a few years ago.
All right.
I think it was like 2018, maybe something like that.
Okay.
So I'm really looking forward to this with the new lineup with, all the guys and stuff and the great music. So, now after this, so you're going to be doing like these dates, and you're just basically going to sit back and let everything ride as far as the music goes, right? For sales and stuff like that.
Sure.
You don't have anything majorly planned as far as a tour goes.
Well, we just did the video. We just got finished literally Friday. We dropped this the last video for Landslide. So we've had a lot of stuff working. It's just now that the record came out last October 22. So now we're just in between, like, all right, now that phase is done. Let's go play some shows and do all that kind of stuff. So it's we're just trying to get it all going. But again, it's a different time. We kind of missed the touring of the summer because the record came out in the time that it did. And
right.
So we're basically starting from scratch. So we're just rebuilding this whole show now.
So now it's not going to be like what you had originally planned, like you said, where you just wanted to do some shows. You've got the first album. And like I said, from what I have heard, you have hits, you know what I mean, already. So I'm sure it's going to, it's going to be great. And, and then I'm sure you're just going to keep going after that, right? You keep writing.
Right. That's usually how it goes, right? We'll be playing, if you come just, on the live show, and we've already played some shows. We're playing stuff from, all the records, you know what I mean? We're playing even something off Angels and Devils. We'll be playing 3 or 4 songs off the new record as well. Of course.
So how long of a show are you doing?
We're doing a 90-minute at this point.
Okay.
So it's a full show. And these guys are great. Again, we could play forever. Actually, these guys know every song ever.
Oh yeah.
Almost. If you know Mark and if you know Kevin, these guys know tons of material. So we'll just throw random stuff in there on occasion just to have some fun. And so we'll be playing all kinds of stuff, doing all kinds of, all material. We can cover anything we want to cover pretty much, literally. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's lots of fun. So now are you saying Vegas is your permanent home, or are you plan on moving, or?
I've been out here for a long time now. It was a kind of an accident as well that I ended up out here, and it's just become where I am now for now. I don't know. I don't have any plans of moving anywhere. Actually, I really enjoy being out here. It's one of my favorite places I've lived. I don't go to the Strip hardly ever. It's not because of the Strip, all the craziness. It's just, I like the climate. I live where there's palm trees. I think that's kind of a win. So it's pretty cool.
Okay, so when you were doing the album, so now as far as the instrumentation, did you do like, you wrote the music and everything, and did you do a Zoom with the guys and like record like that, or?
Again, we could not travel. We couldn't get together. So basically this record, I play everything. And
okay, so you're playing all the instruments too.
I play everything. But of course,
Wow.
if you know Mark, you know how these guys can play.
Oh,
but
yeah.
But this record just wasn't, COVID was just prohibitive of doing anything.
Yeah.
And so I did everything on this one. And then John went into the studios. I think he used King Studios there in Pennsylvania and Sound Mind in Pennsylvania and recorded the vocals. And then he would send those to me and we would do them that way as far as the vocals. But other than that, again, it was kind of a weird situation where you just couldn't get it together. And so I ended up playing everything. I produced everything and actually even mixed this record because you can't take it to get it mixed. You can't take it to so it was
right. Yeah.
It ended up being like, all right, just go and let's go for it. And just, self-reliance or whatever. It just, let's do it. And that's how it came out.
Okay. Now what about the videos? Okay. So how did you work that?
The videos, we've done a couple of actually 3 videos, but we did a hard video was with, we just kind of were looking to try to put that together. We went to New York there with Gus
on top
Black.
of the rooftop. I saw that. That's cool.
Well, that's for that. The hard video was not from the rooftop. That was Landslide. That was
Landslide. Okay.
That was a guy called Kennedy. But the hard video we were able to travel then a little bit because this was, COVID had eased back a little bit. At least you could get on a plane and go somewhere. And we did that. We shot that in Brooklyn in this abandoned building, old theater. The floors you see through, you can look down see 3 floors down through the holes of the floors.
Wow.
I never thought about it, but I think it's kind of a theme for this album is try to endanger ourselves with some kind of height.
Yeah, right.
But that was a fun video. We shot that one in Brooklyn with Gus Black. And then this new video for Landslide was shot at Paul Cotillion Studios in New York as well. He's got a rooftop in New York there that was a just gorgeous place to shoot. And we were able to shoot that one with a guy called Kennedy, a director, and a great crew for that as well. Just great guys. They brought everything. They brought in, it was amazing. And we did that shoot in one day and he turned that video around in about less than a week. It was amazing. So we were trying to release the Landslide video on Friday, and we were literally working on it in the week, Thursday morning, Friday morning to try to get it out later that day. It was crazy. I've never turned a video around that quick, but it turned out great, and they were all just hard workers. So
cool. I saw the pictures on the website, on your Facebook. I think they were.
Yep.
That was really cool.
It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, actually, speaking of Landslide, we're going to check Landslide out right now, so the fans can see and hear what you had going on. And we'll be right back with Carl Bell on Music 101.
I got a landslide, feeling it all on the inside. Coming down, don't want to hide. Feeling you taking me over, and I don't mind. Don't you let me down again, no, no. Don't you let me down again. We'll make it this time, if it passes me over now. Call it a landslide, call it a landslide, call it a landslide. I'm feeling it inside, feeling it inside, feeling it inside now. Did your heart just bury me? Did your heart just bury me? Call it a landslide, call it a landslide, call it a landslide now. And I can feel it sweeping me under. I close my eyes and then you take me. Hey, let me draw on me inside, 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 yeah. And the world just falls away, yeah, yeah. Let the world just fall away. Call it a landslide, call it a landslide, call it a landslide. I'm feeling it inside, feeling it inside, feeling it inside now. Did your heart just bury me? Did your heart just bury me? Call it a landslide, call it a landslide, call it a landslide now. Oh, never let it go, never take it slow, baby. Don't you know maybe we could just take it away? landslide. I'm feeling it inside, feeling it inside, feeling it inside now. Did your heart just bury me? Did your heart just bury me? Caught in a landslide, caught in a landslide, caught in a landslide now.
Okay, Carl. So now wrapping things up. It's like COVID, screwed everything up for everybody, but thank God with the technology that you were able to still get stuff done. That's a great part. Even now, I mean, like what we're doing on the Zoom with these Zoom interviews, it's like kind of been like a blessing in a way in disguise, because it's still, puts people together and we're still able to do our job and do what we do, so that's a great thing,
Yeah.
So hopefully by the next time that you're going to be putting an album together, you know what I mean, the situation will have changed, hopefully.
Let's hope. It's I was just laughing the other day about, you watch football on Saturday and Sunday, it's 100,000 people in the stadium. But if I'm going to 7-Eleven, I got to put a mask on. I'm like,
yeah,
that is crazy, right?
I'm kind of getting mixed messages here, but hey, I will wear a mask. I'm all good with that. It just seems to be it's a weird time, right? We're all just trying to get through it, so it's all good,
Yeah, and what's the situation out there in Vegas as far
mandatory mask? If I go into any store, I've got a if I go to Dunkin' Donuts, I got to put on a mask. If I go to the Raiders game, it's all good. You know what I mean? So it's kind of it's a
that's crazy,
strange situation. But anyway, it is like, again, and we're just trying to get through this all, and hopefully we'll get the other side right.
Exactly. That's all we can do. Well, Carl, hey, it was great talking to you, and I thank you. I know you have a busy schedule, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the band on November 26th at Music Fest Cafe.
Come on out. I think you're going to be, John is a ridiculous vocalist. He can sing this stuff like it's really second nature to him. The band's kicking, everybody's kicking. It's great. So I think you're really going to enjoy what you see. Come see us.
Absolutely.
Yep. We're at Bethlehem, November 26th.
Right.
And then we're at Lidditz at the Black Box on the 27th in Lidditz, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So I think it's a new venue down there.
For people in Pennsylvania.
Right on. And Lidditz is that campus down there where they have all, the PA systems and the staging. I don't know if people might not or know about Lidditz, but Lidditz, Pennsylvania is the heart of pretty much, every tour that's out there, from Justin Bieber to BG. Right. They're rocking down there. Been rocking down there forever. So that'll be a good show too. So come see that one if you're in that area as well. So.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks again so much, Carl, and we will see you soon. Love the new music. Looking forward to hearing the rest of the album, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You're listening to Music 101 with your host, Alexxis Steele. Sponsored by Steel Notes Magazine. You can find them at the web, folks, at www.steelnotesmagazine.com.